to come in becomes the Constitution itself. And I want to share with you some new reporting, again, about something that was widely reported, but we didn't have Chairman Milley's voice on it or his conversations with Trump on the record. So they're on the record for the very first time. Let me read this to you from The Atlantic. Quote, in November 2019, Trump decided to intervene in 3 different cases that had been working their way through the military justice system. In the most infamous case, the Navy SEAL Eddie Gallagher had been found guilty of posing with the corpse of an Islamic State prisoner. Though Gallagher was found not guilty of murder, witnesses testified that he'd stabbed the prisoner in the neck with a hunting knife. In an extraordinary move, Trump reversed the Navy's decision to demote him in rank. Late one night on Air Force One, Milley tried to convince Trump that his intrusion was damaging Navy morale. Trump called Gallagher a hero and said he didn't understand why he was being punished. Quote, because he slit the throat of a wounded prisoner, Milley said. Quote, the guy was going to die anyway, Trump said. Milley answered, quote, Mr. President, we have military ethics and laws about what happens in battle. We can't do that kind of thing. It's a war crime. Trump answered that he didn't understand the big deal. He went on, quote, you guys, meaning combat soldiers, are all just killers. What's the difference? End quote. Again, General McCaffrey, I have no words, but I'm eager to hear yours.
Well, one thing the country needs to understand clearly that under the Constitution, and people are actually unaware that certainly Trump is, there's only 2 people who can give a lawful order to the armed forces. They're both civilians. One's a commander-in-chief, the president in that function, and the other is the Secretary of Defense. The chairman of the JCS has 0 command authority, nor do the service chiefs. They're advisors to the president, the vice president, the National Security Council. So when we end up with a president like Trump, who essentially is a mafia-like figure in his understanding of the use of military power, or for that matter, domestic law enforcement, who lacks character, who is installed in office an acting Secretary of Defense and his gang of cohorts, who he has reason to believe will follow his orders, then we're in enormous peril. That's what we're seeing, again, out of this brilliantly sourced article. Mr. Trump, we have no defense against a president with this lack of character, and we were in enormous national peril.